Okay, make sure that you have this turned in from yesterday. And we are going to take notes today on more multiplying. So let's look at the first example. It says combine the like terms to simplify the expression. So remember, like terms have the same base and exponent, and you add or subtract the coefficients. Coefficients are the numbers in front. So we're going to put it in exponent descending order. So you look for the largest exponent. So negative 3x squared and positive 5x squared. Those are like terms because they both have the x squareds. So we add or subtract the like terms. So we have negative 3 plus 5. If you need to, put it in the calculator. Negative 3 plus 5. Okay, and that is a 2. So it's 2x squared. So 2x squared. Then the next thing would be just the x's with the first power. So positive 3x and a negative x. When it's a x without a coefficient, that means that there's a 1 there. So that's actually negative 1x. So we have 3x minus 1x. So that's 2x, and it's positive, so we put a plus. Then we have 11, negative 9, and 1. So you can put that in the calculator. 11 minus 9 plus 1 is 3. So it'd be plus 3. Okay, so we combine like terms by adding coefficients that have the same variable and exponent. All right, now we're going to look at multiplying using the box method. This says, unlike adding and subtracting polynomials, you are able to multiply unlike terms to create new terms. So remember, you multiply coefficients and add exponents. So the coefficients are the numbers in front. As long as they have like bases, you're going to add your exponents. So the box method is like rows and columns. So see how we have one term multiplied by two terms. So one column and 2 rows. So what we can do is we can do 2x here multiplied by x plus 2. And so what we're going to do is we are going to multiply a row by a column. So 2x times x. Multiply your coefficients. This is like having a 1. So 1 times 2 is 2. X times x. Remember, you add your exponents, so those both have 1s. So it's going to be x squared. And then multiply 2x times 2. Multiply your coefficients. 2 times 2 is 4. X times nothing is x. So this is 2x squared plus 4x. If there's no operation, like a minus or a negative or anything, it's plus. So what we just did was use the box method to multiply these. But what we did yesterday was we did distributive property. But look at what distributive property does. It does the same thing. 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times 2 is 4x. So it's the same thing. The box just makes it a little bit more organized. So we are going to learn, this was monomial times a binomial. So one term times two terms. Now we're going to do 2 terms times 2 terms. So see, now look at our box. It's a 2 column by 2 row. So on top, we're going to put the first one, x plus 2. I'm going to leave the plus off. I only put a minus or a negative if there is one. Otherwise, they're plus. And then x plus 5. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to multiply a row by a column. So x times x. They both have 1 as their exponent, so you add your exponents. X times x is x squared. 2 times x is just 2x. 5 times x is 5x. Do you see where I'm getting these? A row by a column. To make this spot, you would multiply x times x to get x squared. To get this spot, it'd be 2 times x, 2x. To get this spot, 5 times x. So to get the last spot, you would do a 5 times 2, which is 10. So our answer is x squared plus 2x plus 5x plus 10. But in order for you to have your final answer, you need to combine your like terms. So see these middle two terms? Both have x. So we would combine those. 2x plus 5x is 7x. So x squared plus 7x plus 10 is our final answer. So back in 8th grade, y'all learned something similar to this in science. Do y'all remember the genes, recessive and dominant genes? Like, yeah, the Punnett square, exactly. So this is very similar to that. In order to get this spot, you're multiplying that times that. To get that spot, that times that. All right, so let's do the examples on the inside. So each time we're going to draw a box. If it's a 2 term by 2 term, it's going to be a 2 row by 2 column. So draw your square with your 4 spots. And we're going to multiply these. So this on top is going to be x plus 1. Side is going to be x plus 2. And now we multiply. X times x is x squared. 1 times x, 1x. 2 times x, 2x. 2 times 1, 2. So then we would rewrite x squared plus 1x plus 2x plus 2. And then simplify it. You can combine these middle two terms. 1x plus 2x, was that equal? Yep, so it's x squared plus 3x plus 2. All right, how's that so far? You're feeling okay with it? Okay. All right, let's go to the next one. This has ends, but it's still the same thing. So go ahead and draw your box. But this has a negative or a minus 4. So whenever I write this, I'm going to put negative 4. Or it really looks like n minus 4. So we don't put plus, but we do put a minus or a negative. Then this is going to be n 6. All right, so same thing. N times n, what do we get? N what power? Squared, right? Negative 4 times n. Yep. 6 times n. 6 times negative 4. Right. So then rewrite. I'm just pulling it down. What y'all can do is look at these diagonals. There are like terms. What if we just combine them there and save us some time and effort of writing? What is 6n minus 4n? 2n. So we could have saved us a little bit of time and just circle those, combine them here, and then write. So you can do that. I'm going to start doing that from now on. I'm going to circle my diagonals because they're my like terms. Sometimes it doesn't happen like that, but with binomials, it does, especially ones that just have one variable. All right, let's go to this one. X plus 8 squared. What does that mean? What does squared mean? Like if I say 5 squared, what does that mean? Multiply times itself. So what this means is x plus 8 multiplied by x plus 8. We can't just square the x and square the 8. We have to multiply it times itself. So that means I need to do the box because I have binomials. X plus 8, x plus 8. Now we'll go ahead and do it. X times x, x squared. 8 times x, 8 times x, 8 times 8. And we can combine, yeah. So if I have 8x and 8x, how many x's do I have? Yeah. So now when I rewrite, I can just put x squared plus 16x plus 64. We're done. All right, let's go to the next one. Go ahead and do this one on your own. I'm going to pull mine down. I'm going to work it. All right, I'm going to show you mine. See if you got the same thing. So we have t squared, negative 8t, and negative 9t, which make negative 17t. And then negative 8 times a negative 9 is a positive 72, okay? So when we write it, we get t squared minus 17t plus 72. All right, let's go to the other side. Make your box. So what's different here is that we have a coefficient of x in the first term. So it's 4x plus 1 and x plus 4. Nothing super different, but now 4x times x. right. 1 times x. 1x. 4 times 4x. That's good, 16x. Because you got to multiply those coefficients, and you just leave an x. And then 1 times 4. 4. Can we still combine our diagonals? Yeah. So we have 16x and 1x. What do we get? 17x. So we have 4x squared plus 17x plus 4. If you want to put boxes around your answer, you can, so that way they're easier to find. You'll probably want to do that on your assignment. All right, let's do the next one. X minus 9 times a negative 2x plus 1. Make your box. Negative 2x times x. Right. If there's no coefficient here, you just keep that same coefficient because it's kind of like multiplying by 1. And then x times x is x squared. All right, negative 2x times a negative 9. Positive 18x. 1 times x. 1x. 1 times a negative 9. Negative 9. And we can combine those diagonals. 18x and 1x. Yeah. So let's write it out. Negative 2x squared plus 19x minus 9. All right, let's go to the next one. 2m minus 1 and times 2m plus 1. These are the same thing, just one's plus and one's minus 1. So let's see how that works out. Two m times 2m. What's 2 times 2? 4m squared. 2m times a negative 1. Yep, negative 2m. 2m times 1. 2m. That looks kind of funny, but that's a 2m. There we go. 1 times a negative 1. 1 times a negative 1. Negative 1. All right, these diagonals. 2m minus 2m. How many m's do you have? Cross them out. They are the exact same, so there's nothing there. So all we have left is the 4m squared minus 1. You have a negative 2m and a positive 2m. So that actually gives you a 0m. So you don't have any m's, so that means we don't have a middle term. We just have 2 terms now. All right, last problem. Go ahead and work this one out. Let's see how you do. Be getting pretty close to being done with that one. About to show you my answer. See how you did. Okay, here's mine. Check your work. So those diagonals, see how that's a negative 20 and that's a positive 18? So you subtract them and keep the sign of the larger number, so that's why that's a negative 2k. And so this is your final answer, 15k squared minus 2k minus 24. You will glue this in the next page of your journal, but before you do that, I do want to show you what your assignment is. So it's just these 6 problems. So if you don't have them because you weren't here in class, you can work these out on paper to do them for turning in tomorrow. So here are the 6 problems that you need to do. Make sure that you do it just like we did. Show your box, work out all the problems, write your solution, and that is it for today.